Okay, so we're going to start on the UVs here. And we've got our fully modeled body. We're going to select it. And there we go. Going to add a favorite material. Choose Lambert. Scroll over in our attribute editor to find the Lambert. There we go. And we're going to click on the File button. We're going to import our texture grid, 1K. This will allow us to see our UVs a little bit easier than just the normal texture. Okay, right now they're a mess. We're going to fix that. Go to Create UVs, Planar Mapping, Option Box. We're going to project it on the Y-axis, so front to back, bounding box. Okay, and just hit Project. Now we've got a starting point. See that a couple of these tile textures are reversed. We're going to deal with that in a little bit. But the first thing we need to do is pull up our UV texture editor. All right. There we go. So there's our guy. He's projected. If we hit that little rotation button, we can flip him around so he's looking at us straight on. We want to cut a couple of seams in his body. So go to Edge Mode. Let's go down to his legs where they connect to the body. I'm just turning myself back to soft shaded mode 5 on the keyboard. And I'm selecting the edges that go around his leg, kind of cutting him off where his underwear would be. Then I'm going to cut down the middle of his leg, all the way to where it connects to the shoe. Okay, if you double click, you will get a line. Then I want to click around the part of the ankle that's connected to the shoe, and just repeat it for the other side as well. Excellent. Okay, so we also want to go ahead and cut down the middle line for this other leg. Good. Okay, now we're ready to detach these from the body. So in our UV texture editor, we need to right click with Shift, hold, and go to Cut UVs. Then if we go to our UV mode, and that little button up there is Move UV Shell, we can actually pull those legs out away from the body and just move them to the side. And they're fine. We're going to go back to Edge mode and continue cutting on the body. So if we go to Polygons, Texture Border Edges, we can actually see where we've made cuts already. So we don't have to cut over that or remake any of the cuts. So it's also in Windows Settings, Preferences, and in Polygons. You can highlight your border edges or your texture edges. And we can move the edge width up if we want to. Yeah, that's just two ways of doing the same exact thing. Alright, so yeah, let's do the arm. So we're just going to cut a corner. A great place to cut is where those 5-point stars are. You can cut all the way around the body. And then we're going to cut the torso from the armpit all the way down to where we cut the leg off. Okay. And the other side, I'm going to do the same thing as we just cut, and then cut. And you don't want to double click on this side, otherwise you'll get the edge line going all the way around the body. So we're just going to continue choosing them all at the same time. We're going to cut our UVs in the texture editor window, switch ourselves back to UV mode and back to UV shell, and we're just going to move that off to the side. Okay. Now we've made the cut there. We're going to want to also go ahead and cut the head off the body. So for the head, we're going to, just like when we made the head, we started at that base of the ear and the neck. So we're just going to cut those lines back off, and then cut from the cutter on the neck all the way down to our shoulder cut. Okay, same thing, just mirror that cut on the other side. And just go ahead and select them. We don't want to accidentally select any edges going around the head. Oops. Looks like my mouse freaked out and took me out of edge mode there. Alright, and again, right click with shift and select cut UVs, switch back to UV mode, shell mode. We're just going to move those along. You'll get to be a master at that after doing this a couple of times. Let's go ahead and cut the hands off. Just cut around the wrist. And hands can be finicky. So let's go and cut them off first. Make sure I got the cuts all the way around. And we're going to have to cut down the middle of the thumb and each finger. There's a nice edge loop that runs all the way around the hand. So kind of hard to get some of those smaller edges down there. And there we go. So we'll cut that one first. And let's just duplicate the action on the other side of the body. Start with the base of the thumb. There we go. Double click, got that entire edge loop. And cut up the bottom of the arm all the way to the armpit. Because we're going to be unwrapping those. We're going to be pulling them out and laying them flat so we can get our textures painted on them. There we go. And we're just cutting the UVs again. And the shoes, usually what you want to do is cut off the inside of each shoe. So we're just going to have this little kind of cap that we'll be painting on. And then you want to cut the soles off the shoe. So cut where the rubber part of the sole meets the leather or the cloth part of your shoe. Now for the head. Easiest way to do the head is just go ahead and cut around each ear. Okay, get the entire ear. We're just going to be laying that puppy flat. Good. Come up the back of the ear. There we go. And we're going to cut those off. Do the same thing on the other side. UVing is just a lot of repetitious. You select the edges, you cut the UVs in the UV texture editor. Looks like we had some edges that got accidentally cut when we were cutting our torso. So we're going to select those edges, and this time instead of choosing cut, we're going to move and sew. So we get those sewn back. We don't have to worry about pulling off the back of his skull, because it's his face and around the bottom of the chin that we really want to cut off. So we're going to go around the bottom of the neck from ear to ear. Good. And we'll cut that back and then cut it off. So we're cutting off the front part of the neck as well. And then just up around wherever the hairline is going to be. Because that, remember, is hidden by hair. So we don't really have to worry about cutting it. Now we're cutting 3 edges back just to give it some room that when we unfold it, it's going to be able to spread out and not all bunch up. And that's about what we're going to do. So if we take a look at this guy, we want to delete all by type history, come back in here, and there we go, UV coordinates. We want to take a look at our UVs a little bit bigger. So let's put that repeat UV at 10 at 10 so we can definitely see where the stretching is occurring, where any bunching is occurring, how straight it is. The planar map did a really good job on the torsos already. So it's minor work that's going to be fixing that. So we're going to go into UV and we're going to grab a UV shell. And then we need to click on the reverse, that flip horizontal, to go ahead and flip it so all these numbers are showing up legibly so we can actually read them. It usually means flipping the left-hand side. So I'm just moving all the shells apart so we can actually see what we're doing. So see, flip that, and all of a sudden we can read those letters and numbers. This guy we're also going to need to flip. There we go. So we can see the G5 now. Alright, the ears. Ears are pretty good. So this one, let's see here, we're going to select the unfold, and then we're going to relax it just a little bit. Our goal is to get that border edge not tangled up. So if we go take a look at that arm, it's kind of stretching out towards the top. So let's take a look at this one. So this is the other edge. So we're going to unfold that and relax it. And then unfold, unfold, relax. Unfold, unfold, relax. Unfold, till it stops doing anything. And look how pretty equal those grid lines are. So the same thing for the other one. We just need to relax it a couple of times, unfold it, and that's a lot better. The hands, there's just a lot of unfolding and relaxing. Unfolding, unfolding, relaxing, and then unfolding. Sometimes it gets tangled up like that, so you can go ahead and just undo Control Z it. So let's grab this one and we're going to flip it and then try unfolding the flipped version. There you go. That's working out. Fingers are still getting a little tangled, but that's okay. So when that's happening, I'm going to try to unfold as best we can. There we go. Try to get those edges out from each other. And sometimes unfolding and relaxing just doesn't work. Oops. So you can try on the automatic unfold, pinning the UV border. That's probably not going to work. Yeah, it's just not working very well. So, that's okay. We'll go ahead and that is the smudge UV brush. If you hold B and left click drag, you can increase and decrease the brush size. And that kind of just smudges all the UVs around so you can push and pull them. Those fingers are just really kind of tight in there. So we're going to try to pull them all out like a spider web. Go back to our unfold. Almost. We're unfolding through it. There we go. That's getting a little better. We've got that thumb that's going to be causing us a problem. Okay. This guy as well. What we want to try to avoid is moving each individual UV apart. But we can go into our 3D views, select a bunch of UVs. Oops, wrong hand. There we go. So we can see that his finger UVs there. We can just hit W. Oops, looks like I got some UVs on. There we go. Move that up into the side. This guy. Same thing. We'll get his thumb here, and we'll just move that out inside. And we'll unfold that. There it goes. Popped into place. It's kind of like if you cut a glove down the center line, you go ahead and be able to lay it out flat on a table. So same process for the top side of the hand. We get it as best as we can. I'm going to select the UVs there, and then I'm just going to get a move tool and just move it, rotate it, kind of lay out a typical glove shape. Something for the ring fingers. I want to select those UVs, unselect the ones on the bottom of the hand. We don't want to change the bottom of the hand because we have it the way we want it. And same thing for that guy. We'll go up through there, unselect the bottom of the hand, rotate him around, and our pointer finger. And let's see here, move him to the side. Now if we go back to our move UV shell and our unfold, there you go. So we'll relax, unfold, unfold, relax, unfold. Give me a couple of intersecting UVs right at the base of the fingertips. He is not a movie model, so nobody's going to get in there, and that's okay. Want to scale it, scale it down to it's about the same size as the other portion of that hand. Now for these guys, same thing, but I'm going to go ahead and delete that hand. Then I'm going to select all the faces on the other hand. I'm going to extract them. So remember the extract was just pulling the piece off the body. So with this now, I can go ahead and I can duplicate this already UV'd hand over on the other side of the body. So I don't have to re-UV it. Just duplicate special, duplicate him across the X. Boom, there he goes. So delete all by type history, go ahead and select the hands and the body, combine them, go back to UV mode, or I'm sorry, vertex mode, select all the vertices, edit mesh, merge, and we sewn up those hands. A little bit of a shading issue going on, but that's okay. We'll fix that when we redo all our normals. All right. This is pretty much the same way we're going to do the feet as well. There is some flipping involved, just because you're mirroring over. All right. So the leg should be very simple to unfold. You don't hardly need to do any sort of relaxing on the leg. It is just an original cylinder. Wasn't really changed that much in form. What I'm going to do is I'm just moving these around because see how the numbers get a little large towards his pelvis there. We want them all kind of be equal. There you go. So if all else fails, if it's not unfolding, just go ahead and move some of the UVs by hand manually and try unfolding again. You'll get a different algorithm. This one though unfolded perfectly. Mirrored legs, absolutely no difference on them. You know, just how Maya likes to do it. So to get the same result, we had to smudge one but not the other. The feet, the same thing is we've got to cut down the back of the foot probably. Lost my border just there. There we go. So I'm going to cut down the heel of this boot. Just those three. That'll give us a little bit of a seam that we can pull the shoe across so it'll unfold naturally. And cut UVs there. There we go. Great. Head back into UV mode. Grab, well, this isn't really going to work. It's going to work on the last one we selected, so let's go ahead and unfold, relax, unfold, unfold. He's getting kind of tangled up, but we just need to keep relaxing and unfolding, and trying to get those, there we go, edges not crossed over each other. So I'm going to grab a few of them and just move them off to the side, just to give Maya a little bit of help. There you go. And then relax a little bit. We never want edges crossing over each other. And yeah, I'm going to have to pull those apart. Let's try doing that. Relax. There you go. All right, so that's the main portion of the shoe. We have this one that's going to unfold pretty easily. It just needs to be relaxed. Looks like might just need to unfold that ourselves. You can move each point. Unfold's going to be a little bit quicker to do all that. There you go. Yes, that's almost a perfect planar for that shoe. Just need the sole done. And let's see here. There you go. Now he should just unfold. We're going to relax that and crumple it up, and then we're just going to keep relaxing a little bit, unfolding. Unfold until it doesn't go anymore. Relax, unfold, unfold. Perfect. Okay, so we have this shoe. We could go ahead and do the UVs on the other one, but we're going to do the same thing we did with the hand, is we're going to go through. Come on, move UV shell. So I'll delete that and delete that boot. We're going to select that entire shoe. Same thing, mesh, extract, click off the mesh, go to object mode, select the shoe, edit, duplicate special, select all the meshes again, mesh, combine, go to vertice mode, select all the verts around the connection there. Looks like I didn't select enough, so I'm just going to select all the vertices on the bottom portion of the legs, and edit mesh merge. There you go. So there we go. And just move these apart. Now remember, we do have to do some flipping. That one looks like, yeah, so that's gonna look good. That one, yep, that one's legible. And Our right boot there needs to be flipped. The other one's fine, they're upside down, but really they're legible. If you take a look at how it was unfolded, they're readable. So last couple of ones that we have to do the relax on are the torso. So don't have to do too terribly much to it. Just relax, unfold a couple of times. Let's get the back going here. Unfold, unfold. And that's looking pretty good. Relax, unfold a couple more times. The eyeballs should just unfold one snap. They're half a sphere. Yep, there you go. Now the head. So we're going to unfold that head. He's working. It comes out a little bit more. We're going to relax it, unfold it. Remember, that's all covered with hair for the most part, or a helmet that you built, or there you go. So we're unfolding the chin. This face, the ears are going to be easier. Just unfold them a couple of times, relax, unfold. Unfold, unfold, doesn't do any more, relax it, and then unfold. So the ears are pretty easy. We didn't do a huge detailed ear. This face might take a while. So we're going to relax, and then doing pretty well, a little spread out against the nose, but I don't think that's going to be noticeable. Oh. So save this scene. So now we've got to do a little bit of welding. So we want to get that chin welded back onto the face. So I'm going to move that UV shell. It's a little bit smaller than it should be, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see what happens if we want to go ahead and make those UVs, that UV shell, a little bit bigger. So go ahead and scale that wider. There you go. So we're going to select all the edges that connect the chin to that bottom portion of the neck. We're going to sew them. And then we're going to go back to our UV. And we're just going to go ahead and do an unfold, just a little bit of relax and then unfold, just to smooth out that transition. The chin, we're going to try to move the chin down a little. You are better off having any sort of stretching or squashing taking place under the chin, where very few people are going to see it. There you go. So relax that, unfold that, there we go. Okay. So we could attach the head back to the face. Quite honestly, in Mudbox, ZBrush, you can paint over seams pretty easily. So everything will allow us to be packed. So go to UV, select everything. And then we want to go to our polygons drop down. If you don't have it, just hold spacebar like I did. Polygons drop down, and we're going to go out to layout. Oops. I was right on it, wasn't I? Where was I? Polygons, there we go. An option box. So we want to do single or multiple objects, non-overlapping. We're going to scale them to the world, so they're all scaled fine to each other. Give it a 2048 map, and apply. Let's take a look what that did. Not the best job. Let's try doing a free rotate and see what happens here. So every now and then we might just have to go in and hand move everything. Just get everything a little bit bigger. So I'm going to move the shoes down, and ultimately I'll probably shrink them down to save up texture space. Shoes aren't very noticeable in video games. But I do want more space for that head. I want more texture detail on the face of the character for any sort of cutscenes. There we go, just rotating the shells around, getting them to fit as best as possible inside our one-to-one space there. Good. Let's see. Yep, he'll fit between the arm and the legs. Shells got a little close together. So I want to rotate the face just so, it looks like a face if you're looking at the texture sheet. The top of the skull, not really all that big a deal, but we'll rotate that so it makes sense. And from here, I'm just going to do my best. Oops, he's covered there. Move a couple of these off. And we're going to move these down, select all those guys. Like I said, I'm just going to scale it down. The shoes in my texture really aren't all going to be all that detailed. There we go. Oops. Move that guy out. The Move UV Shell tool, if you are overlapping your UVs, it will not let you place it there, which is good. It's just kind of a little backup. Make sure that you don't go crazy with your UVs. You don't have any seams or stretching or smearing in your texture because of overlapped UVs. This one, let's go ahead and flip that upside down. That fits a little bit better there. Okay, that guy, let's move him down, rotate him around. Pretty good. It's kind of like playing with a puzzle or old school Tetris. You're trying to fit things as tightly as possible without going over. So it really is just a puzzle game. So these guys I'm gonna move together. Move the entire hand, I think, over here. And see how close I can get those. Leave a little gap for the texture to bleed over when I'm painting it. Don't want to do too much. Let's rotate that guy, see how I can fit him in here. And close. There we go. And move that guy up. The thumb goes in really well with the pinky there. That guy, that's the second arm. I'm going to move to the side there. And then these ones are a little too close to the bottom of our texture border. So I'm just going to move them up a little bit. There we go. Now we have all that room that we can fit our face in. So we can get a lot of texture resolution there. This guy, I'm going to go back and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, see if I can fit him. No. Let's rotate him down a little bit. Nope, he's still overlapping. I'm going to scale that shell independently because it's the back of the head. Unless you're having mechanics or tattoos or something. The eyes, you want a lot of resolution in those eyes. You can get some nice crisp highlights, you can get really nice details in the pupils and the corneas. And, ears, we can put those ears to the side. We even have some room left over if you did like a collar or a wristband or a watch or something. Some costume portion, you could put it up above that leg next to the hands. So let's go through here, take a look. Yeah, we got some issues going on, so we're just going to go ahead and select those faces, go to normals, we're going to soften edge. No, we're probably going to have to set to face and then soften. Yeah. Good. Object mode. Go ahead and select this guy. Looks like he is about ready to go into Mudbox or Photoshop. A little bit of, there we go. Yeah, looks like he's gonna have enough resolution. Okay, So we just open up our UV texture editor, and we're going to go to the polygons drop-down UV snapshot, export it as a 2048 to our images folder, name it character UVs, and save. Make sure you're saving a target. Hit OK, and there we go. We are all ready to start texturing and painting. And I'm just going to apply a new Lambert, so when we add our textures in, he's already ready. He's already ready to go. Fix up some normals there. Looks like some of them got hardened a little bit. But I will see you guys in the next video.